freedoms and our ability to go live our lives. So that's important. Yes, yeah, sure. You can, absolutely. So listen, as you can see, I don't typically have a moderator, so if you've not been to a panel before, I don't do moderators. I have found after doing many years of doing conventions and stuff like that, moderators are lovely and they ask great questions, but also a lot of those great questions reside within the hearts and minds of all of the people sitting in this audience. So I would rather, since you've all taken your time to be here with me, oh, thank you so much for being here. I know that you could be out doing other things right now, but instead you're sitting in this hall with me right now. So, what I would like to do we have a microphone for fan Q&A? Oh yes, right here. So, this is what I would like to do. I would like anyone here, if you have a question burning a hole in your pocket, or in your mind, or in your heart, whatever that question is, I'm happy to answer it. So there's a microphone. If you like, you can queue up. Wow, you got a dude in a scooter, literally. This is so Florida. Come on! Come on with my questions. Oh, do you have a question? You do? You got a camera right in front of you. How do we get what's that? Oh, the line's over there. You do have a question. If you could just take your scooter over there, sir. Thank you very much. I love the get up and go though. That's fantastic. And let's go to our first question. I love that there's already a line. I love this. Fantastic. Hi, I met you earlier. What was your name?
My name is Meg.
Meg, good to see you again. Meg, by the way, can you see her? Is she on the screen anywhere? Do we have cameras on the? They can see her? Okay, fantastic. Meg has a frying pan camera case. I've never seen one of these in my life. It is fantastic. She's holding it right now. It looks like she's holding it self-defensively, but really she's recording me right now. Meg, what is your question?
Okay, so my question is, so obviously, big fan of Tangled, right?
Duh.
Yeah. So,
if you weren't and you had a frying pan and a Pascal on your shoulder, you would be a psycho.
Right? I mean, like, we're not gonna get into that right now.
No.
But my question is that if, obviously, there's probably not going to be, but if there was a reboot live action Tangled where maybe like they were like married, they had a kid, like would that be something that you would want to?
Absolutely. I like you a lot. I like people like you who are enthusiastic about life and about me. So by the way, I love that I get to wear flip-flops. I'm in Tampa. I'm wearing flip-flops today. So thank you. I hope everybody appreciates my toes. Anyway, I just felt like I needed to address that. So listen, if they did a live action, you're talking about live action?
Yeah.
Right. So if they did a live action Tangled sequel that's later on down the road, and Rapunzel and Flynn, or Eugene for the initiated, or Horace for the really initiated. If you watch the series, you know what I'm talking about. If they did that, and they wanted to put me, I think I would totally do that. But
What's the big one?
what? John Krasinski? I don't know.
No. It has to be you. It has to be you, or I don't want to watch.
I don't know if John can sing as well as I can. So, no, I'm just saying, I don't know, like these things, they who knows? This is a very hypothetical question, obviously. But yeah, no, I think that would be amazing. I could totally do that. My issue comes, and we might have talked about this at the table earlier, I don't know, but a lot of people have asked me, they say, I feel like I'm addressing only this side. Let me talk to these people over here too. Even though I know you already asked the question, but also there's other people over here. Maybe I'll just center punch a little bit, like address everybody here. So a lot of people asked the question because there was talk of, and legit talk of, that they were, potentially going to make a Tangled live action reboot, essentially of the story that is in the animated movie. And they were like, would you play Flynn Rider in that movie? To which I say, that would be criminal, because Rapunzel is 17 when you start the movie. She turns 18 on her birthday. Flynn can probably only be 24, 25, something like that. So, I think it'd be fun if Mandy and I would play like the King and Queen or something like that. I think that'd be fun thing. But also, I don't know that they need to make that movie. I really love the classic Disney animated movies, and by the way, I love Disney movies in general. I just want Hollywood at large to have new ideas, and I don't want to constantly retread everything simply because they don't have new ideas. They're like, oh, what do we do? I don't know. People really like that thing. Let's go do that again. And I don't think that that's necessary. So, but I don't know. You know, like. I'm not really a part of any of that stuff. These are just my personal thoughts. Please, every time I do a panel, I say some things, and then somebody inevitably clips it on the internet and be like, Zach hates Disney. No! Yeah! Disnerd from day one, okay? Big time. Big time. In fact, I think I even coined that term. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, but if they did a thing where we were, later on in life and we were older and whatever, yeah, sure, why not? Thank you. Sure. Especially if Alan Menken does the music. That would be awesome. Hello.
Hello again.
Hello again. We meet again.
Yes, we do. In the dark. I just thought I'd tell you.
Oh, sure.
Again, my name is Barbara.
Hello, Bob.
And, hear that.
Does anybody call you Babs?
One did.
One did. One did in the dark. And he never saw the light again. Yes, Barbara.
I do want to say that I think the versatility of your talent and how deep it runs in you has been very, I had the word.
Underappreciated.
Underrated. Yes.
I agree.
So the question to you is good guy, bad guy, superhero, human hero, one with a crayon, which I loved.
Thank you.
And all the hats that you have had to wear on the screen and in real life. Is there a hat that you have not worn yet? Some character you would like to be? Or is there one in your bucket list that you would like to reprise?
Maybe like a sombrero or a fez?
No, a sombrero would be perfect.
That's
so much.
Set me up for that. I don't know. I mean, I've not gotten to play bad guys that often. I've gotten to play a couple of bad guys. Psycho, I got to play a bad guy in Psycho. A couple of psychos out there, appreciate you. The Venn diagram of Psych fans and Chuck fans is pretty dynamic. It's like almost the same circle. Like almost the same circle. And I love those guys over at Chuck. They're wonderful people. And I did this really off the wall wacky movie called Office Uprising. Did anybody happen to see Office Uprising? Nobody. Fantastic. Did I see one hand in the back? One hand. Two hands? Do I have three? Three hands. Do I have four? Did I have four hands? Four hands. Five hands? All right. By the way, I'm not sure auctioneers are really saying anything when they're going on. They're just like during between numbers.
500.
Yeah. So Office Uprising. If you haven't seen it, by the way, it's a fun watch. It's a small indie movie. Basically, the premise is like this weapons manufacturing company. That makes bombs and guns and all that kind of stuff. They make this like energy drink for like giving to soldiers in the battlefield to make them all amped up and stuff, but it goes haywire and it starts turning people into like murderous zombies and stuff. It's kind of fun. And I played the assistant manager of this like office. I think his name is Adam Nussbaum or something like that. And I ended up drinking this drink, and I played this really crazy. Like it was one of the most fun roles I've gotten to play because I just got to go there. I got to really be like a villain bad guy, even more so than the Psych movie. And it was fun because normally, and I also really love these other jobs that I've gotten to play, Chuck and Shazam, because they are so led by their heart. They're good people that want good for other people, which is very much who I am. That's, and I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I try to fight for this world, and I try to stand up for what is right, even when it doesn't always serve me in my best interest. I don't know that it's not serving my best interest. It's certainly not serving my financial best interest sometimes. But life's not always about that. Life is about sacrifice. We should not always be making decisions by protecting ourselves, or like, oh, I gotta make sure I can still get this job or still get that thing. Like, party, all right.
Yeah.
Woo! Hi, welcome to the party. Come on. So anyway, but yeah, I think more villainy kind of things, darker, more rougher around the edges characters. I think would be fun to play. And I've gotten to there's a few more that that people will see. I've done a few films now that are coming out soon. One is called Sarah's Oil. It's coming out in November. It's wonderful. It's a true story about this young black girl in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She was like 10 years old in 1911. This is a true story. She was bequeathed, I'm going to say that word because I love it. She was bequeathed some land from the government because her and her family were once essentially, slaves of this one particular indigenous tribe. Indigenous tribes also had slaves. When the United States outlawed slavery, the tribes all had outlawed slavery. And when the government gave the tribes back some land, they then divvied that out to all of the tribal members. The freed black people became tribal members. So this young black girl got 160 acres outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma. She could read, write. She was very blessed, and then she got to go to this special school, and she had deep faith. She was given this land. She went to this land, and she knew that the oil boom was coming across the United States, and she prayed over her land, and she believed that God told her there's oil in your land. And so she goes and she hires this wildcat, this independent oil man, who's definitely a little rough around the edges. He's still got, he's a little Han Solo-y, right? Like, he's rough around the edges and scoundrel, but at the end of the day, still kind of does the right thing. Anyway, turns out she had the largest, purest oil reserve, in all of North America. She became the richest woman in America, this 10-year-old black girl in a very racist version of America in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and leased her land to Rockefeller and became, this incredibly wealthy woman. Bless you. Anyway, that comes out in November, and would love for you guys to all go see that. And that's a slightly more, gritty character. And then I did this film recently called Hotel Tehran, which is not a true story, but it's a really cool, military, CIA operators that go and do some cool clandestine stuff. So, I'm getting more into playing those types of roles, but those are the types of paths. I want to do anything that challenges me as an actor and challenges audiences' expectations of who I am and what I do. Because unfortunately, Hollywood, again, going back to a big lack of, I think, creativity and vision, what they love to do is they see you play one role, and then they give you offers to play that same role over and over and over and over again. I finished Chuck. Actually, this is a fun thing I like to do. Who's here primarily because you're a Chuck fan? Wonderful, hands down. Who's here primarily because you're a Tangle fan? Who's here primarily because you're a Shazam fan? Mrs. Maisel fan. Alvin and the Chipmunks too. Wait, really? The Squeakquel wins? Dude, we learned something new today. Who's here because you're Zachary Levi? Yes. Thank you, appreciate you. Anyway, it's fun. It's kind of like taking a point. It's this, right? We go from fire and the wheel, and it's all kind of very horizontal, and then you get to the microchip, and all of a sudden you're like, whoop, and now we're going vertically, and it's happening lightning fast, guys, lightning fast. And this doesn't apply just to the arts and entertainment and any, jobs in the arts and entertainment. This is all of our industries, every single industry. I'm really not trying to be, like I said, I'm not trying to be a wet blanket. I want us to wake up. We need to wake up as a people, because you need to prepare yourself. You do. Everybody needs to prepare themselves. I don't know what is on the other side of this. I don't know what's going to happen as we navigate through this, but we, more than ever, are going to have to really hold each other tight. A flood, a biblical flood, not of water, but of technology is about to pummel us in every industry. So, I wouldn't recommend, I know this might be your dream, and I don't want to shit on that dream. But I don't know, when I have very dear friends who are very successful voice actors right now, who are struggling to find work, I don't know how new people, are able to break into an industry when the people that won't hire the star voiceover actor, because they're like, oh, we don't need you anymore. A friend of mine is a incredible actor, but also does a lot of voice acting, and he does a lot of impersonations, and he gets hired a lot to do dubbing for actors that can't show up and do various things. He used to get a lot of that work. They don't need it at all anymore, because they can just sample whatever the person's line was in the movie, and then they can go, oh yeah, we'll just go, there it is, that's the line. So don't. Have you thought about plumbing?
I actually have, yes.
Okay. By the way, I say that half joking, right? Like, we need to, you really do need to be looking at, and by the way, not just you, what are your kids learning in school? Ask yourself, is it worth it? Ask yourself, is your child learning anything that is going to benefit them 5 years from now? Because they need to know how to make a fire and hunt and grow food and have practical skills. Like, I'm serious. This sounds like doomsday. I'm not trying to do that, but I am. Because we gotta wake up. So that's my best advice I can give you. I don't know. But also, if you want to, have fun with it, do it as a hobby. And along the way, if perhaps in all of that, like, hold it very loosely in your hand. Like, keep putting yourself out there. Maybe you can get some work doing it. Maybe you can create your own things. Like, go for it. But just know that you are literally fighting a battle that I don't know can be won ultimately, and I wish I had better news for you.
Zach, AI can't replace your heart and your spirit, brother.
Amen. Thank you. Eventually it will. Yes, who's next?
So my name's Elise, and my whole family, we really love Tangled. I think it's a really amazing show.
Thank you. You have excellent taste.
We also really like the series. But my question is, in Tangled, what is your favorite line that you spoke, and why is it your favorite line?
I always get caught up on these questions because I don't remember. I have been so blessed that I've gotten to work a lot in my career over these last 25, 26 years. And I've had lots of jobs in that time and lots of dialogue. And I often don't ever go back and revisit or rewatch a lot of the stuff that I've done. I just don't. I'm living life, or I'm watching other things or whatever. So I honestly don't remember. I would say, you know what, I will say, and I don't even remember all the words, but when we come back up from almost drowning, and I'm hurt, when Flynn is hurt, I'm hurt. And Rapunzel heals me. And then I freak out and have that whole run-on sentence. That's my favorite one. And I don't remember. But I remember the moment. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I should go back and watch it, memorize it for moments just like that.
Hi, I'm Olivia.
Hello, Olivia.
So Tangled the series is, I really like that one as well.
Thanks.
And I was curious what it was like to work with Mandy Moore and Jeremy Jordan, and I forget who plays Cass, but was there did you guys have a dynamic kind of the same as the characters when you were working together?
Eden Espinosa played Cass, and she was wonderful, and so was Jeremy, and so was Mandy. So incredibly talented, all of them. And so many of the other people that were involved in that show. Chris Sonnenberg, who was our showrunner, is a dear friend of mine to this day. He was such a great leader, a great man and a great leader, and that is really so much of what it comes down to, as you guys probably know in all of your jobs, whatever you do. If you have really good leadership, and that trickles down, so much of what you can then create and do is amplified so much more. When you don't have good leadership, that makes it much more difficult. But they were all wonderful. The reality is, even when we made the movie, when you do voiceover, you don't work together. So like, and it's fascinating that they're able to do this. It's because you watch Tangled and it doesn't feel like we weren't in the same room recording all of that dialogue. It feels very seamless, right? Mandy and I didn't record one single day of dialogue together. It was all completely separately. And you're in a VO booth. You're working with the director. And for Tangled, the movie, we had 2 directors. And the producers and the writer, and they're all there. And it's just you in the VO booth, and you're doing your lines. And they might play you like a playback, if somebody else had already recorded their dialogue that is in that scene, to give you a little context. Oh, more people coming in. Come in, the more the merrier. Yes, yes. I mean, I've only got 5 minutes left, but that's fine. It's better late than never. But the same with the series. The same with the series. We never really, I feel like maybe there was like a couple of moments where I got to record with another actor because it was a special scene or something. Maybe Mandy and I did that one time, I can't really remember. But yeah, so I don't know. You don't. But when we got to promote the film, like we went to Disneyland and we did this stuff together, and it was wonderful. And I already knew Jeremy from the Broadway world before that, and I met Eden when we were doing the show, and they're wonderful and talented people, and I was really grateful to work with them. Yeah, thank you. I like your steampunk vibe. What if the whole world was steampunk? What if everybody was just walking around goggles and top hats?
That would be incredible if that was the case, Zach.
What's happening?
I'm sorry, I was just trying to do the smolder.
Oh.
Speaking of which, Jeremy's also...
Many people try to do the smolder.
Although I will say, Jeremy's pretty famous right now since he's also the voice of Lucifer in Aspen Hotel.
Yeah. I hear that's a very good show.
It is. But, you know, you mostly, I remember you with Chuck as well. You get me to work with Ivan Stravinsky. Strahovski, I'm not good at names, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
As Sarah, then there was one of Korea. You got to work with a lot of very good people. But I remember there was a time Chuck was almost canceled, and you helped also bring awareness and help Subway bring the awareness to it. You know, like you had like the campaign to save Chuck.
Yeah. So, well, we were almost canceled always. Chuck, like we were the little engine that could, man. We were. It's really strange. I mean, on network television, once DVR came around, and I told people this, like once we all got a TiVo, and it was bloop, 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 bloop. You remember TiVo before, right? Yep. I remember thinking, this is awesome, and also, this is the end of network television. Because network television is literally monetized on commercials, and if everybody can just zip through the commercials, then they're not worth anything anymore. So the network television, even that you see right now, is kind of on life support. It's also why you have 17 more commercial breaks in every television show. Like you feel like you just get back into the show and you're like, all right, we're back to we're back to Home Depot. Okay. So it's super annoying. It's really annoying. But our ratings at the time, we were kind of at the tail end of what was kind of still traditionally understood or accepted or desired network television ratings, and we were getting okay ratings. If we got those ratings today, we'd be a juggernaut. Seriously, because now if you have a network television show on, you're lucky if you're getting like a 1 share, a 2 share, something like that. We were getting a 5. I don't even know I'm not even sure what the shares are, to be honest. It's weird TV lingo. But the point is, we weren't just a blast off network television bonanza success. And so every single year, first season, second season, third season, and fourth season. Well, actually no, the fourth season we actually were told that we were going to come back for a 5th season early because we knew it was going to be our last season. But prior to that, every year we were on the chopping block. And as it turned out, a fan, not me, but a fan, and I can't remember their name, forgive me if you're out there right now, God bless you, you're awesome. There was a whole campaign because Subway was obviously some of those spots on the nose, in show, like branding. But I thought actually kind of cleverly done because we didn't even try to hide it. It was so blatantly like, here's a Subway sandwich in Big Mike's hand, and he's talking about having a meatball sandwich. Like just lean into it. So fans came up with this campaign, which was, in order to ensure that NBC and Warner Brothers know that we love this show, let's go patronize one of their main advertisers. Super smart. I think, way smarter than some other campaigns that have happened, which is like, we're just going to mail in, or we're just going to call in, we're just going to pester the network. Maybe that moves the needle a little bit. I remember when, what was that show? It was Jericho. There was a fan campaign, and the fan campaign was, let's send CBS a bunch of nuts to tell them that they're nuts for canceling the show. Now, clever, yes. Effective, no. I think Jericho ended up getting like one last little bit of a few episodes, but it wasn't enough to move the needle. However, when you can go and patronize the actual advertiser on the show and be like, hey, keep this show around because we like you and we will eat your sandwiches, which is what they're trying to do with their advertisement. Shocker, that's what ads are for. They want you to go and buy that thing. And so they started this foot-long finale campaign. So on the, I think it was the second season.
It was second.
Second season. It was the second season, thank you. The second season, it was organized. All the Chucksters, let's all go to Subway, and we'll all order a foot-long, and on the suggestion card or whatever, we're saying we're buying this to support Chuck. Now, how much that ultimately convinced NBC and Warner Brothers to renew the show, I don't know. I know that it was effective enough. And I also know that when it happened, I happened to be at a convention in Birmingham, England, and there happened to be a Subway right around the corner. And so we had, Adam Baldwin was there with me, and I'd already done one panel, and they had another panel, and I was like, you know what? And it was all the same fans, and I was like, we've already talked about all the questions, right? Why don't we just all go to Subway right now? And I straight up led like 200 people. Yes, go marching one by one, hurrah! And we all walked to Subway, and then there were so many people, we even called ahead and we said, hey, there's gonna be a bunch of fans coming. They're like, yeah, we got it, yeah, great, mate, yeah, good. Birmingham size, whatever, I don't know the exact accent, but the point is, we gave them a heads up, and they were still like, what is going on? And so I ended up getting behind the counter and making sandwiches because they were underhanded. And it went viral, or whatever viral was at that point anyway. And it was fun. Like but to me, it was a genius way. If you really want to be effective, like go do that. You know, go patronize the people that are helping to keep that show on the air. So yeah.
Thank you. But before I go off, I want to also say Subway's not as good as pub sub. So if you're down here in Florida, I would recommend you get a public sub there.
I'll think about it. That's Publix, right? You guys love your subs. Hey, is there another panel after this one?
Yeah. Costume.
Oh, there's a costume. What time does it start exactly?
7.
At 7? It starts at 10 minutes. Can I keep talking for a little bit? Is it okay? Do we have enough? Or I could just leave. All right, well, listen, I'm gonna, if you guys are okay with it, I'm just going to keep hanging with you until they kick me off the stage. How's that sound? Because we're here for you guys, damn it!
Love you!
Costumes. Oh, that's what everybody was coming in. They weren't coming late for my panel. They're like, TikTok, Levi, we got, I spent $1,000 on this cosplay. I want to win this gold medal. You look fantastic back there. Thanks for your patience. Next question.
What was it like working with Rachel and Marvelous Miss Maisel?
Oh, it was awesome. Rachel Brosnahan is a wonderful human being and incredibly talented, and I'm so happy for all of her success. And she was perfect in that show. That show is a gem of a show. Amy Sherman Palladino and Dan Palladino, who created it and who wrote most of the episodes and directed most of the episodes and produced it, are geniuses. They are excellent people, and they really care about excellence. This is what's missing in most of the content that's made, honestly. You don't have people that fight. You need people to fight. There are so many executives that they mean well, but they don't know what they're doing and they don't know what they're talking about. And they ruin movies and they ruin shows by giving all of these ridiculous notes and being like, I don't know if they should do this. It's like, why? Well, guess what? If you could write a show, then maybe you should have already done it. But you don't know how to write a show, which is why you hired these people to write the show. So why don't you shut up and let them write the show? Why don't you shut up and let them make the thing? And Amy and Dan, very classily, fight and fought for their show. They fought for the excellence of that show, and they hired wonderful department heads in every department to make sure that the costumes, the set design, the sound, the cinematography, the acting, obviously, was all fantastic. So Rachel was wonderful, and that show was wonderful. Thank you very much. Next question.
All right, so I'll just preface this that you look great, but
I know.
with between something like Shazam where you have to be like super fit versus something like Unbreakable Boy, do you ever like how does that diet?
Are you saying I wasn't super fit and Unbreakable Boy?
How does the diet and exercise?
How's that for a backhanded compliment? You look great. No.
But I'm sure it changes, right?
So what's the question?
Like, how does the diet and exercise change when you're doing like a superhero film versus like just a family film?
Well, I mean, so this is the irony. I was in the same shape in Unbreakable Boy that I was in Shazam because I put on 20 pounds. I've actually lost 25 pounds since I did Shazam. I've been struggling. Anybody have gut issues in here? I feel like that's kind of like so commonplace now. I've had some wacky gut issues that I got when I was essentially doing the first Shazam. And it made my digestion and everything, all the pills really not good. And working on it. Turns out fiber's a good thing. Anyway, so when I put on that weight, I was working out like 5 days a week and I had to eat like 4,000 calories a day to put on that mass. But then I held on to that through American Underdog and Unbreakable Boy. We shot those back to back. And then I basically went straight back into Shazam 2 after that. So I was holding on to most of that. I lost maybe 5 of those pounds. So during Unbreakable Boy, I had the same physique and I was still working out all the time. So thanks for noticing. Thank you. Next question. One more? Anybody? Yes? No? Yes? Yes? Scooty. We have very angry cosplayers in the back. They're gonna come at me with their fake swords and guns.
Hi, I'm Megan.
Megan?
What was your favorite scene in Spy Kids Agamemnon?
Ooh. Yeah. Anybody watch Spy Kids? Armageddon? Yeah? What was my favorite scene in the movie? I think probably like the sword fighting.
Oh, yeah.
I think the sword fighting was pretty fun. It was really, really cool. I mean, working with Robert Rodriguez was already kind of really dreamy because that guy is just a savant. He is so talented. And by the way, like incredibly talented at writing, directing, scoring, producing, editing. He's an insane guitar player. He's a painter. Like he is a true savant. And he had this incredible vision for us essentially kind of being in this video game world. And so that whole, we had like, blocks that were set up to be where we would step in all of that sequence, but you have to use your imagination as to like, what is all that going to be? And so anytime I get to use my imagination when I'm like working with a green screen or something like that, sometimes that can be a pain in the butt, but oftentimes you get to tap into, if you really let yourself, you get to go back and be a kid a little bit. Like when we were kids, we'd imagine anything. I'd have my G.I. Joes in the backyard and they were having a full-blown war. Right? Or my Voltron, or my Thundercats, or my He-Man, or whatever else. 80s babies had it all. Yes, baby! Including jingles that they don't have anymore. No commercials have any good jingles anymore. Right? By men and, you know what I'm talking about. They were great! Whatever the jingle. Nobody cares. So, yeah, I would say that's it.
You written that.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Is it the Hogwarts? Okay, well done. I think Gryffindor, and I agree.
Hi. So my name is Eva, and my question is, from Spy Kids Armageddon, what was your favorite character besides yourself?
I didn't really like anybody other than me. Gina Rodriguez, who played my wife. I am a massive fan of Gina. We were friends even before we did the movie. We had met through mutual friends, or in Hollywood circles and whatnot. And I just knew her talent from Jane the Virgin, and I just thought she was so talented and delightful. And it was a really cool, dreamy thing that we got to work together finally. And so yeah, I really liked her character.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Good time for one more?
This will be the last one.
This will be the last one, guys. Don't blow it.
Hello?
Hello. Oh, wow. For a second, I thought that was your real voice.
No. I have a very good question. If you were in an island and you had 30 days to live, what fruit would you choose as your drink? To stay hydrated.
We're ending with the important stuff. That was a very layered question. If I was in an island, not on an island, and also what would be my favorite fruit to drink? And I'm dying in 30 days. I know, also, and you're dying in 30 days, so, okay. So I don't care about surviving, or am I trying to survive all 30 days? Does it matter? Is there a possibility of living beyond these 30 days? Am I trying to just survive for 30 days?
Yes.
See? Clarity, it helps. Well, I mean, I don't know that it's a fruit. Is it a fruit? Coconut? Is coconut a fruit?
Yeah.
Is it a nut? See, this is why it's an important question. Are coconuts fruits or nuts?
Yeah.
Show of hands, is it a fruit? Down! Show of hands, is it a nut? It's a tree nut, isn't it? With juicy, juicy milk inside. I hate that like, how do you milk a cashew or milk an almond? You can milk a coconut, because it's already in there. So I would say coconut.
Okay.
With a little bit of pineapple.
Woo!
And a little bit of lime. Take the lime and the coconut, you put it on. Take the lime and the coconut, you drink it all up. Doctor! And you put it on. Thank you for your question. Thank you. That was wonderful. Tampa